Hello, Exiles. Good morning on day 4 of the league. And here we are with the annual How Did We Do video. We did pretty well, I'm going to be honest. Sorry, I just unloaded a shipment, so my inventory's messy. I often do, like, alright on league start. This is the first time in the opening weekend I have gotten all 4 Void Stones, finished the Zana quest line, and done pretty much every fight except for I haven't found a Cortex yet. I haven't gotten a Maven Witness on the Incarnation, so I'm missing Feared and Cortex and like a T17 completion and some unique maps, and otherwise it's like completely done, which is an absurd amount of progress. I really want to attribute that to Dragonfang's Flight taking front and center in the build these days. You get to like comfort in mapping so much quicker now because of this. This is I hope this build never gets too popular, because if it does, this item's probably going to become expensive. That was way too smooth. Like, as far as a quick, easy, durable map blaster. Well, blaster's a pretty thick word to use, to be honest. It's tough to say blaster with how fast some builds can be in mapping, but it is rather quick, and it can handle a lot of punishment, so if you're doing the right difficulty of content, it's very stress-free. We are level 95, halfway to 96. We have died a few times. Pretty much all of them to bosses. Pretty much. No, all of them to bosses. One was to a new breach boss, which we've got some stuff to run more of those. Those are a cluster. They're hectic. I can't really say much about how good the build is at them, because I was a lot weaker when I did the first one. It was Ash and Toll at the same time, and I don't know what either of them do. And a lot of their attacks aren't... The animations for their attacks are very understated, which makes it hard for me to tell like what's dangerous. Otherwise, Cyrus, or Maven Witness Cyrus, was pretty spooky. I'm pretty sure I died to a die beam because I was standing under it. Not to the actual die beam, but because I'm pretty sure Maven Orbs rolled up on top of me and all exploded, and I didn't notice, because I've never had to Maven Witness my my Cyrus before. Otherwise, we had Maven Witness, Shaper, and Elder for our first one of those, and that went just fine. Uber Elder done, Maven done, obviously. I've got the live stream archive of Eater and Exarch, which should have been going on either side of me, or up over there while I was talking just now, and if we pop over to the other live stream archive, which unfortunately I can't download these yet. YouTube takes a long time to process. We got through Maven Deathless, we got through Uber Elder Deathless. Maven was easy, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if it would have been considered easy for everyone, but like I totally messed it up, right? The final memory phases, I had huge pools of degen in bad places, and I still got through it just fine. Uber Elder, likewise, at some point, it's just you know the fight so well that it's not that big a deal, but also the build does enough damage, at least at the state when I was in when I did these bosses, and I was in a good state, because I mean, I kind of expect to get some lucky drops, but I already had my level 4 Empower, which was a little bit ahead of the curve, and it is pretty significant. This is our 86 corpses over what would have been 84 with just a normal level 2 Empower, or sorry, level 3 Empower for +2 corpses. Pretty good, right? This is the build's kind of at cruise right now, where I can take it into anything and farm just fine. I can definitely get my first T17 completion. It's not going to be pretty or easy, because there's some places in my defenses I need to shore up. I don't have phys damage reduction on my shield or my body armor, but we do have all of the kind of like side fixings. The important ones, at least. Light of Meaning, our very particular Watcher's Eye, which, to be fair, if anyone's having trouble getting one of these, you can just go for the Clarity mod and fix your reduced extra damage from critical strikes another way. Currently, I have Divine Judgment anointed on my amulet. It should be Whispers of Doom right now. The reason why it's not is I have only literally just this morning, before I started recording, picked up my Awakened Fire Pen. So now that I'm getting fire exposure from there, I can drop Wave of Conviction in the trigger setup and switch to an extra curse, probably Elemental Weakness. I will link the live stream playlist down below, rather, and you can pull that up and go. Like, everything that I've been doing has basically been archived. It's all available for you to like look through if you want to check any part of my progression and see like what I was doing. One thing I did notice, for anyone who's following the guide, I didn't talk about practical application, which is really useful in a league start, both because those resistances are very nice, but also because strength and dexterity can be a bit fussy to get, like, managed. At this point, I have a big strength roll on my belt. I've got a bunch of dexterity on, like, the jewel in the belt, as a matter of fact, and then Replica does reduce the attribute requirements a little bit. Mine is almost a mineral. So while that's useful, it's not necessary, and I'm living proof of it. As for going forward, I kind of talked about this already. Defenses are probably chief in my mind right now because any damage increases on the build are going to get, like, very expensive going forward. I think the one exception is I don't have a level 4 Enhance yet, and Enhance is definitely the cheaper of the two to get to level 4. What I really need to be looking at is probably getting physical damage reduction on my shield and my body armor, and I'm kind of working on that with the body armor. I have this really fantastic prefixes kind of solved sacred chainmail that I got from doing, like, breach tree crafting, which is fantastic. I'll actually go to the tree in a second and show you how I printed this out to get that really nice base. If you can get a good fracture like this, which was not difficult, I've done it twice, as you can see. A little bit of fossil crafting with defense fossils. They block all the life mods, so it's very, very, I don't want to say easy, but, like, high odds comparatively to get a like triple T1 or very close to it. So I'll lock prefixes and reforge physical and hope for physical damage reduction on this, and that'll probably be my new body armor down the line. Here's our Genesis tree. If you want a body armor like the one I just showed, I mean, you can look at the tree here and kind of screenshot that and mimic it for now. The nodes that are choice that matter is birth equipment is 1,000% increased chance for defense modifiers, 80% reduced chance for life modifiers, 33% chance to be fractured, and 80% reduced chance for physical modifiers, which blocks physical reflect. Obviously, I would love to get just, like, the phys roll on there, full stop, but maybe that is a play to go to, like, get rid of this and go for increased physical instead, but I don't know. I feel like the odds on that are not going to be as good, and if you just hit the fractured mod, you can start the crafting process and really make a lot of progress as it is. But yeah, the tree is very powerful for certain pieces of equipment, specifically for us, body armor and boots. Rings probably too. I haven't started on those yet. These are definitely something that could improve a little bit for me, but as it stands, they're fine right now, so I'm not too worried about that. And then, you know, like, some minor things. I have my +2 fire corruption, which, most important, you don't need to go for +4. That's, if you can get it, fine, that's great. Obviously, it's an improvement, but +2 fire specifically, the reason why I like +2 fire is we have 2 fire support gems, so those also get a benefit. And you only need a level 3 awakened fire pen to get to level 5 for the fire exposure infliction, because you get the +2 levels. That said, it's probably hard to find a level 3 one. It didn't pan out that way for me this time around. I had to wait till I get a level 5, which a couple came up this morning for relatively cheap. You know, I jumped on those. But these boots are from the tree. Or, actually no, these boots are a drop. I remember that. I got very fortunate with this drop. I don't remember where it was from exactly. I just know that my eyes bugged out of my skull when I saw them. The boots I had before this were from the tree, which I believe I have them here. Point being, the tree is very powerful if you use them to, like, print out certain pieces of equipment. Not every piece of equipment, obviously. Like, I don't think you can get a Stygian Vice out of it. Rings are going to be great as long as you don't need anything too particular. You know, basic stuff. Oh, shield too, obviously. I probably should have mentioned that, because I believe, yeah, the reduced extra damage taken from critical strikes mod is a critical modifier, so you can pursue critical. The only issue is that's also going to give you a chance at spell crit, which is not really a mod we care about too much. It's not a dead mod, right? It does make elemental overload a little more consistent, which you see it's unspec'd here. That's because I'm getting it from my weapon. So I've already kind of started juicing my maps a little bit. I'm getting, like, tons of Eldritch Influence and whatnot. I've started my breach strategy, which is working out pretty well. Build clear's fine, as you would hope. Fortresses are a little bit annoying right now, but they're a little bit annoying for a lot of builds. If you're running into problems with that, they actually have changes coming that are probably going to make those much easier for us, and builds that don't, you know, kill everything from very, very far away, which is kind of our Achilles heel. We're going to get more of these buffs in those fortresses, which is very nice, but the thing that actually matters is ranged monsters will have to get closer before they start attacking the person we're protecting, which is pretty significant. That's kind of been the biggest issue, is a lot of ranged monsters will start attacking from so far away that if you don't triage, like, the incoming mobs just right, you get into a lot of trouble. And that's kind of been something I had to learn how to do a little better. There is an order of like which corridor you want to run to and deal with. And the trick to it, and this is something that's kind of weird, is you notice when you stop like casting, your spell keeps going for a little bit, and it kind of creates a zoning effect that actually works very well in the fortresses. Keep that in mind, because I can drop these and I can walk away, and it's still killing for a little bit. So you gotta have a little bit of trust in the skill to get the job done for that. And I wanted to bring attention to the fortresses like that because honestly, they're very, very frustrating right now. Like, they take a lot of focus, keep your map up the whole time type of thing, where if you're not doing that, you're probably going to run into a bit of trouble because, man, it's the Wand League. Shouldn't be too surprised that some of the content was kind of tuned around the way wands clear and are blind to the, people who are melee or short range. We're short range, we're not melee for sure. But yeah, that is kind of an issue. It's not a build issue, I promise you. It's a game balance issue, because we clear everything else just fine. The one thing to add, and this clip probably looks a little different than the others because I've been up for a while and I was editing just now. I realized I didn't talk about my graphs, and the graphs are actually a little bit important. This first one, I'm running Falling Crystals on a Freezing Toll Graft. This isn't necessarily, like, super important, but I picked this specifically because we have a source of chill that is always active, and it kind of helps with our clear. It's very nice. It is a very short cooldown. I mostly injected this so that I could, like, handle fortresses a little better, and it did help. It's very noticeable, especially when you're just in that little bit of, you need a little bit more clear scenario. The graft that really matters is a Call the Pyre, Flame Caller Zoff graft. This gives us, when our shield charges go off, a very important little pyre effect. And what that does is it covers the enemy in ash, which makes them take 20% increased fire damage. And because shield charge is like, well, it looks slow right now if I spin up. So like actually in the middle of a fight, it's instant. You can pepper that in. It almost doesn't even look like I'm stopping. So yeah, this has been like the borrowed power hit that has really pushed the build up a little bit. Also at 48% increased fire damage, which is not bad at all. I might switch Falling Crystals at some point, but for right now, I'm really enjoying having it, and it's doing a great job. And this one's really well rolled, so that probably helps with that a lot. Otherwise, I will be streaming as per usual. If you have any questions about the build, I will be checking back on this one for the comments below. And have a great one, Exiles. I did. I had a really great one. I hope everyone else is experiencing the same. I had lots of nice comments from people coming in to tell me about playing the build. I always appreciate those. I always appreciate snide remarks about my hairline as well. Those are also appreciated. Always funny. Don't let the haters get you down. It's always funny. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm tired because I kind of just woke up, but I actually do laugh every time. Good stuff. Anyway,